welcome back to the channel and welcome to what we're calling Portsmouth Moneybags Challenge. Okay, so we're on Football Manager 21 on the PC and we are going to basically make Portsmouth rich as we want with the in-game editor, as good a reputation as we want, and just see how far we can take them. Right, so here we are on the finances page, and as you can see, for a League One club we are doing pretty alright. We might have been losing money, but we have just got in a massive wad of cash. Okay, so we are not going to be holding back. We are going to look through everything we can find and see what we can do. We have also, if we go onto the edit page and club details, we have also increased the reputation to 10,000, okay, which is the maximum score, to see if that will help us do some transfers. Yeah, so we'll be back with the squad, how it currently is, where we're going to go, and yeah, we're going to progress through the seasons like this. This is how we're going to do things. Right, so here we are making our first set of tactics here straight away. We're actually going to go for this one. I like the high pressure stuff. The only thing might be staminers and risk of injury, so we're going to need a decently big squad, but we'll go and choose our formation. Now that's quite interesting, but it can also be quite offensive. That's just standard. What else do we have here? Okay, so we might look at 4 at the back, I think, definitely. And then no, okay, I think we're going to start off with this form. Now we're going to go for this formation. Why not? It's simple, it's the one that most teams play, and we will try and see what we can get from that. Now to just fill it with some players. So I don't know this team at all, so we're just going to go off ability completely, and then we'll sort out everything else. So they just say wing backs, okay, so okay, we've got some homegrown players in here. Defenders, there's a couple of names I recognise from random things in the past that I may have done with Portsmouth teams. Charlie Daniels as well, I recognise. I think he was a former Leyton Orient player. I know he's injured, but we'll stick him in there anyway for now. We're going to go for Cannon in there. We'll go for Naylor, I suppose, in there as well. On the right, it seems like the world wants to play on the left in this squad, so we'll pick Haynes. Have we got any central cams? Only George Byers, who's injured and in on loan, so we don't really want to rely on him. So maybe we'll go for Marquise for now. And then on the left, we're going to go for Curtis, I think. Yeah, let's go for Curtis. And up top, I think we only have one player whose preferred role is a striker, so we're actually just going to stick someone in, and we need to sort out the strikers. So that's what we're looking at the moment. If we want to go onto squad and see the star ratings for this side, also Charlie Daniels is really old now, so we definitely want to bring in some strikers. So maybe Marquise. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to want to bring in a lot of positions and sort this out, so let's see. As you can see, we have made our first transfer, and the sums of money we're having to pay is actually disgusting. So for a 19-year-old striker to drop down to League One, we've just paid 47.5 million. I just want to point something out, that you need to make sure you need to have become unsackable turned on, because otherwise, for doing transfers like this, you are definitely going to get sacked. So yeah, so that's what we've done so far. If we go into the tactics, we've decided to actually go more attacking, and these are the 4 players that we have that we want to be in our starting 11. So we've got Belugan, who's just come in, Harness, who, if you look at him, has actually some decent potential at 4-star for Portsmouth, so we're going to be happy with that. He's actually going to play on the right though, we've just noticed. So he's actually going to play on the right where he prefers it. Harvey White, who is actually on loan from Tottenham, we have just seen his potential ability and his current ability, and we actually have just put a ridiculous bid in for him, which has been accepted, so we'll be bringing him in full time. And what more is already a centre-back who is here, who has a great potential, and he's probably going to be a great player for this club all the way through. Okay, so they're the 4 players we're working around now with Balogun coming in, and yeah, so we'll see what other transfers we can make. Right, so quite a bit of time has passed, and as you can see, we have spent a lot of money. Okay, so they'd only spent 200k when we came into the club, and now our spending is at 149 million, and we have made one sale of Ryan Williams to Charlton for 105k. So obviously that was just to get rid of some wages. So what have we bought? So we have bought two new strikers in Balogun and Delap. We have signed our on loan centre mid Harvey White on a permanent deal from Tottenham. We have bought Joel Pereira in for a bargain of £1 million to be our new number 1 from Man United. We've also bought Reece Devine to be our left back with good future potential for 3.8 million. Ben Johnson is in as a right back from West Ham for 8.5 million, although he does have a release clause, which if we get promoted we will be hoping to get rid of in a new contract, because he wouldn't sign without one, and it's not that, it's about double what we paid for him. Olympiu Mortutan is actually been signed from, I believe that's actually Benfica on this game, but he's been signed for 4 million, rising to 4.8. He's going to be our right winger. Rasmus Nicholson, who was actually on loan as a decent young centre back, we have signed for 1.2 million on a permanent deal. And last but not least, Ben Cottrell, the cam, he's coming in for 15 million from Arsenal. So that means our first team is as follows. Here is the starting 11, and just to make life easier for myself, I have gone ahead and enabled squad number adjustment at any point during the season, so they are now 1 to 11. So here we have the team that I think is going to do the best we can. Obviously you can see Reece Devine and Ben Cottrell have got a lot of developing to do. So a lot of the players, but they've all got good potentials. We think they will do well. Balogun and Delap sitting there should be really good for League One strikers. So now there's only one way to find out. We'll see you at the end of the first season. So wish us luck. We have done it. With 4 games remaining, Portsmouth have won. And we are just finished the last game of the season for us, and we're back on the squad screen. So this was our starting 11 with all the signings we made, plus the couple of people that were already here. And this is how they've progressed. So the strikers are doing great in terms of 4-star already ability, and then the 5-star potential. Also, Mortan is doing amazing with his 4-star and 4.5-star potential. Same again for Ben Johnson's doing great, but there are some improvements to be made. Devine is actually playing amazing and did on and off throughout the whole season, even though he's probably the lowest ranked player drawing with Cottrell. So let's have a look at the stats, shall we? So if we go on selection info, here we go. You can see, let's see who had the most appearances. So Watmore, the captain, and Joel Pereira were the most appearances. Who had the most goals? Balogun 22 in 49 games, and Delap 21 in 49 games. That is a great return. I know they were ridiculously expensive, but that is a great return from both strikers there, even though they both played so many games and needed resting. Really, we persisted with them, rested them here and there, and then rested them once we'd won the season. So yeah, top assists was Harvey White from the centre of midfield. Absolutely smashed it. 10 goals as well, and that was unbelievable. And we're going to go average rating for the season. Top is Harvey White. Charlie Daniels played 8 times but seemed to play really well. And then it's the defence really coming out on top, playing unbelievable, all in the 7s. So yeah, can't really complain. What did I notice? When you go on the tactics, I noticed that actually Morton is an amazing cam and he's probably being wasted on the wing. Also, Harness wants to play on the right, so we could play like this, but if anything, next season we will probably be looking to bring in a right and left mid, and that is where our money will go. So yeah, that's how that got on. Let's have a look at the competitions. Okay, so as you can see, we won the league. We actually set a new record for wins in the Sky Bet League 1. We got 30, the previous record was 29. Okay, so we finished the season on 101 points, only having lost 5 games, and our goal difference was over double the next best team, which is absolutely insane. And coming up with us is Oxford, as well as one of Hull, Blackpool, Sunderland and Wimbledon. So in terms of the other cups, the FA Cup, we got knocked out in the 3rd round, which was the expectation, which was fine, although we did lose to our runners-up in the league, which wasn't great. They didn't care about the Carabao Cup, but we got knocked out in the 3rd round by Reading, so we beat one team in the league above, but we couldn't beat another. And the Papa John's Trophy, we got knocked out in the 2nd round by Norwich under 23s, which was probably our worst game of the season. Okay, so our top goal scorer for the season in the Sky Bet League 1 was Belugan, so that is great. So if we click on here and we look at the stats, he actually was the top goal scorer of the whole competition. No one in the top 3 of assists, which is strange, but the top 2 people look, like I said, Reece Devine, who actually wasn't rated great, actually was the 2nd highest average performer in the league out of everyone. And the top clean sheets, Joel Pereira with 23. So that's all well and good, we did great. Let's have a look. If we go into the schedule, you can see we're at the top. This is right at the very beginning. As you can see, as you scroll down, there is a hell of a lot of green and a few yellows, which are obviously greens are win, yellows are draws. Okay, but then you get to so the start / mid-November, starting on the 10th of November against Colchester, where we lose there. This is where we had a bit of a rough patch. Okay, so at the end of the month we won 2, lost 2, so that's not too bad. But then we lost again to Blackpool, again to Peterborough. We then won to Plymouth and then lost to Norwich and then drew and drew. Okay, so it was a bit rough there, but as you can see, we recovered the form and only lost 1 out of like the last 15 games of the season or something, so that was unreal. So yeah, that's what happened with Portsmouth. Let's go on to the finances and have a look how this is doing. So we need to reduce the player wages, okay, to meet, that's fine. So it's by 9.25k, so we can just probably release someone and we'll be able to do that. So that's absolutely fine. We might go ahead and do that straight after this, so we can try and make sure we're good for FFP. In terms of the balance, so we've started on 999 million. We're now sitting at 818, which isn't too bad. We actually are making a lot of money on this through all sorts of things, really. So we're actually losing money per month, but we have got a lot of income coming in still. The outcome is player wages is huge, and then non-football costs, which I assume they're like stadium costs and things like that, are huge as well. But yeah, so how has our reputation and things like that changed? Well, our reputation has gone down from 10,000 to 9,911, so that's not too bad. And in terms of the finances, we've still got a hell of a lot of finances in there, so we're doing pretty well. So that's about it for the first season. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here and like the content. If not, we'll see you next time for season 2.